Hello friends, I am Renuka. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am showcasing Simons's this month March month kit, and I will make today's 6 cards. These are quite a simple one, not too much complicated. In last video, in my unboxing video, I tell you and show you the papers and how to cut them, and it's kind of the process. So here I will show you that how I choose the color combination and patterns, and in between I'll show you different combinations also, so you can do that. These are some sneak a peek of the pictures what we can make today. So when these kind of large borders are there, sometimes I want to use them, so I just cut apart them, because most of the times when paper is two-sided, sometimes we get confused and we use the back side, and then we realize that, oh, I want that border and we don't have that. So first of all, choose your favorite paper, whatever you like, and then place them for the front base of the card. Now in this paper I thought I can cut a one panel as well as I can get one window, and these sentiments are so pretty and nice that I decided to put them inside the card or maybe outside the card, but yeah, I want to use them, so I cut out all of them. There are 6 and then I'm kind of matching the things together, that how they look together, and I'm just putting them and kind of giving an idea of combinations here. And then for these tags, I decided that these are so pretty beautiful tags, so I want to use those as tags. And then I pull out this sentimental love. Just to frame it, I decided to put on the black layering base cardstock. You can use olive green color cardstock also. Now remember always that whatever paper come with the Simons kit, they are really heavy base paper. You can use them for the card bases. For the other purposes like this, I use the lightweight paper, and that is the layering base paper. Most of the times I use the recollection paper, and somehow I don't know where I put my piercing tool. So now you can see that when you've lost your piercing tool, you can use your pencil and pins to create the punch or a hole there. And I'm kind of creating a banner for this. Another trick is that this is the doodlebug twine, and I want it a little bit stiffer, so I use a glue to put that in. When I was a kid, we used to make a necklace with the beads and the cotton thread, so at the time we use that technique. Then I want to make a really large card here, and so I decided to use that whole panel and then cut the 6x6 paper and just put that paper behind. So it is the layering weight paper, so I decided to put the 2 papers so I can hide that ugly back too, and it become more sturdy in that way. Why I'm using that pattern paper as a front, because the back of that paper is also so pretty and beautiful. I don't want to mess, so when you open the card, you have that beautiful paper on the back of the card also. So after that, I decided to put the love panel there and kind of deciding which sentiment I like, and front of the sentiment and inside of the sentiment kind of match with each other, so I paste those accordingly. So now you can see that inside of the card is also nice. So I have some leftover tags with those, so which one is cut out already, I put them on the corner, and then choose one of the stamp came with the kit. And you can use that purple and pink ink here, but I just decided to go with the gray, and this is the Distress Oxide ice ink. And then I put them little bit diagonally, and then put all those tags in between. Now you can see that it's also a simple card. If you want to choose that kind of pattern, you can create that card and put the big hello sentiment in front of your card. Then I just putting those threads and banners all together. I already stick some of the tape behind them, double-sided tape behind them. You can put the foam dots also, and then I'm kind of matching the and seeing that how much I needed, the space I needed. And the trick here to stick any kind of banner is, first of all, you have to stick the first letter and the last letter, and then in between letters, and then exactly middle of it letter. So in that way you can spread that banner even space. So as my space is little bit less than, and the banner is a little bit big, so I decided to put that in kind of U shape, and then the upside is a little bit blank, so I decided to put that flower there. And the bottom is so pretty, the paper is so pretty that I really love how this card turned out. Soon I will show you how to create the matching envelope for all these cards, and that one a quick process. If you watch my previous videos, you have an idea. Now here I am using MFT's Blueprint 27 scallop die as well as Simmons's India Stitch rectangle die, and I cut out that paper and just want to differentiate that paper inside and outside frame. So add little bit of brown color ink in that. You can use anything, vintage ink will be good for this, distress inks. Then use my stash of A2 base cardstock and then add little bit of foam tape behind that frame. Now there is a one tip here. If you want to add a foam tape behind that frame, I suggest you, if it's directly pattern paper, just give a little bit of more paper frame there. It need more weight, otherwise your frame become a little bit wonky. I have a little bit struggling time there, but it's okay. After that I just cut out one volume paper which is smaller than that size, and then I don't know which sentiment, so I'm kind of switching and thinking that thank you Vano good, and I put that sticker on that volume paper and then put the thank you with that painting came in the kit. And what is the beauty of this card is it's a very simple subtle card, but there is no image, means it's kind of I'm picking those image from that card background, so you can use any image here like watering can or the flower vase or anything else. The boots also that can also do. And then I want to just put something inside, so I use this leftover paper, I put that and then add one sticker there. To finish the inside I decided to add little bit of white gel pen borders there, and this is my parallel scale I use most of the times, and I bought this from Amazon. Most of the people ask about this scale. It's a very easy way to draw the parallel lines. So after adding a couple of dewdrops there, this is kind of sticking the volume also. For the next card I decided to use these pattern papers, and I kind of seeing that I can create two cards with both the papers. These are Simmons's dies and border dies, and I decided to cut a little pattern paper for that. Now it came with this desert storm cardstock, and I want top folding card but in a landscape size, so you can use the side folding card, whatever you would like to say. And then I'm cutting a little bit of strips for that, seeing that how it gonna walk. So sometimes I'm kind of, now you can see that it's also looking good, so kind of giving idea. People may like this also. It depends on either taste, that how you like the things. Now I just use that white gel pen and just kind of creating a whole sketchy border all around the area, and then decided to add that border. And this is kind of I want that border a little bit lift away, so I decided to add fun foam to it. Then just kind of seeing that where I want to, I place the first border, and then decided to add the small stickers that notes came in, like the pretty, lovely, inspiring, something like that. So I want something that kind of brighten up that card, so I add a green background to them. It's kind of framing those things, and then I cut little bit of them so they will kind of having the front page of card. And then I just put that pretty paper on that side that speaking out, and then I put little bit of green dewdrop there, and yeah, sometimes I a little bit mess up, but yeah. Then for inside I decided to stamp this sunshine sentiment from the stamp paper, and then just I put this strip in the MISTI and use the Simmons's ink. And sorry, my head is there, I just want to straighten up the things, and then cut a little bit of that to stick inside the card, and decided to add a little small flower from the sticker so that it won't look out of it, kind of looking the part of outside and inside. Now for this one I choose a black paper, and then I use the pink pigmented ink came with the kit, and then I use the same purple ink and the diagonal position for the same stamp. And I'm not much concerned about how they stamp perfectly, they're not going to show truly, just I want a little bit of background that creating the illusion of the checkered pattern in the background. and the same time I don't want this card to be more perfect. Sometimes imperfectly made perfect card is looking more better. So now I'm just adding a glue tape behind, and it's getting kind of matting to the white paper to that ink is still wet at that time. I'm doing this process really fast because I want to heat emboss my sentiment, but before I just want to see that what kind of looking good there. This is also gonna nice. So I decided to stick to that flower vase kind of thing, and I already cut out the vellum paper in a circular by using 6 dies, and then I decided to use the thank you sentiments. And first of all I go to the like blossom one, and then add a little bit of powder there to become a non-static, but just use the little bit wherever you want to put the your main sentiment, cause you still want that ink should be little bit of showing through, so that you can have a little impression of those checkered pattern. And you can just manipulate the things by using your paintbrush and just see that thank you gonna look, or your sentiment gonna look nicer. And then I just heat set that off camera, and then just adding a nice tape behind it, and now decided to stuck all the stuff together. Now you can add a foam tape on the down bottom of the panel, and behind that flower vase also. This time I just I just didn't feel it, but you can do that also. And then I just decided to add that little bit outside, and this card is like saying thank you for something someone do for the special date, so I decided to add that date sticker along that line, and that completes my card. And you will see inside how I decorate afterwards. Most of the times I use the leftover pieces to decorate inside of the card. And now for the next one, I just add some of the stickers on the green panel. This is from my stash from the recollections. And then I choose the card base came in a kit, kind of just framing all the stuff. And then I choose this wood grain pattern, and don't want to waste the paper. I don't know how I'm gonna use that afterwards, but I need a panel here, so I just randomly pick eyeballing it, and then just make a tie. And I want to add the bow, so I just slow up this little bit process so you can see that how I hold the ribbon and how I can tie with this natural twine. This natural twine I bought from I think Amazon, yeah. And it's really nice. You can use any jute twine, or a ribbon will also do, organza ribbon will also do. I just grab things whatever handy, and it kind of feeling that earthen look with this thread, so I really like this. After tying the bow, this is kind of complete. I just pull those strings down so they can hold down, and that bow gonna keep nicely. And I'll add some of the glue dots to stick them, so they're gonna really stick nicely on my card base. Then I took that green card base and kind of planning that how it's gonna look on that. And then I decided to trim little bit of so I thought, yeah, now you can put this exactly in between, but I'll go a little bit opposite. I like that way, but you can just go make a banner and put a straight line in between the card. That also gonna work nicely. Sometimes I didn't get a proper thick line, so I use the acrylic block. If you watch my video, you can see that. And then I decided to add something. I want something, but I don't know what something, so I just pull out that big stamp, bar stamp came in a kit, and add the green ink. It's Move Lawn Distress ink. And then I'm kind of creating the pattern. I just make sure that my pattern is exactly opposite the lining of that wood grain panels, so it's exactly opposite. I don't want to be on the same side. It's not that perfect, but yeah, it's giving that illusion of the pattern there. Then I just decided to put these, and then I thought, oh wow, this strip is kind of matching there, so I can put this and then a whole thing on a balance, so I really like that way. Then I put this strip and the other big strip. You can use here fun foam or fun tape to get more dimensions. I chose like that way, it's okay, cause I decided to put a dimension on the upcoming tags and that bottles, jars of the flower, and that completes this card. Because this is quite a simple one, you can easily create the background with those. You can heat emboss these backgrounds, you can use the white, you can go with the rainbow color combination here with that stripes, that also gonna look like nice on these. You can choose the colors from your pattern paper, like the yellow, dull gray, the pink, and you can create a white background with those types, and that also could look nice. So now for the next card, I have this leftover pieces, but somehow I want to frame it, so I just eyeball it, that how much I need it. If you don't want to eyeball the things, or you are a little bit fuzzy about that, just cut out the layering weight paper, white paper, and then stick your pattern papers on that, and just cut out the excess one. I'm quite comfortable with doing this, so I just did that, and then I just tear my long sticker, and then decided to add all those small stickers around it. The sayings on this kit are so nice that you don't have to do much. So plant a smile and grow a laughter, and it's like, oh wow. So after that I use this another piece and just put that inside to match the curvy border which is outside, and then inside piece of that I use here, and then just decided to add some of the stickers which came in the kit. And every time I'm add the sticker, I just remember that it kind of matching the saying outside the. So here I decided to add Harvey's the laughter. So yeah, it's kind of fun making these cards. Those are quite a simple one, but yeah, I love to do that. Then I'm just adding some more stickers where I forgot to do, and these are the 6 cards I do. I hope you like this fast process. I soon come with another set of cards, the same kit, where I use the stamp more. If you like my channel, do subscribe to it, hit the like button. I love to read your comments. Believe me, I read all the comments. And you can follow me on Instagram. Most of the times I put pictures there first, and I have a Facebook page also, you can follow me there, blog also. And let me know that what you gonna next you want to see the next. Rather than making one kit 10 cards, I can make something else, like I can bind a kit for you and show those cards, or we can, if you watch my series, that one die and 5 cards, you can go like that, or I can use the one stamp and 5 cards, something like that. So, or you want to see more watercolor cards, I can go with that also. So let me know what next you want to see. I'm planning to show you some of the simple scrapbook pages in upcoming video, the same time some albums. I have some leftover projects which I didn't complete yet, so why not film that and show you guys. I really love to read your comments. I love your mails. Thank you for all support and love you give me. So until the next crafty project, have a crafty life. Bye bye.